Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this second anniversary celebration of the Black Hole, or TBH as we call it. We are so glad to see all of you here. The Black Hole started with its first event on 5th March 2022. And so far, in these 2 years, we've hosted more than 750 different events and sessions here, taken different initiatives. So technically, we are 2 years and 4 days old, but it's always nicer to party on a weekend, so here we are. So to start off the evening, I will first introduce myself. I'm Sadia Manzoor, and I'll be taking you through the program of this evening. And we'll start with a presentation by Parvez Hudbai, who will tell you about the Black Hole, its vision, its inception, and also share with you some of the highlights of this 2-year journey.
I'm so delighted to see so many of you here. Many are visiting for the first time. Some faces we recognize because over the last 2 years you frequented the Black Hole. The Black Hole is an idea to provide a community space in a society where the idea of community is yet to grow. This is a place where people can speak their minds, where they can learn about science, art, culture. These are the items, these are the things that we wish to promote. And so the last 2 years have been very fully packed. I would like to give you a brief summary of the Black Hole and what we have been doing over the last 2 years. So, first of all, let me emphasize that everything is totally free of cost, totally free of registration. Anyone can walk into the Black Hole, walk into any part of it, and nobody has to pay anything, nobody has to register beforehand, nobody has to give personal details, and everybody is welcome. The people here are some of the representatives of civil society. There are others who are across the street in the madrasa, and occasionally they too visit, but not very often. We've had evening and afternoon events, again focusing basically on these 3 major themes, also political and social events. We've had about 750 so far. There was one just before you came, and this hall was fully packed at that time. We have a little library upstairs. Again, anyone can walk in and browse through the books and sit all day if they want, and it's especially useful when the day is hot or too cold or whatever, so it's a controlled environment in that respect. We have a little science lab in the floor above the library, and above that we have a very important device which converts photons into electricity and makes our electricity bill cheaper. It's called a solar panel. There are art and music classes. I'll mention a bit about that later. We have a teachers training program, and you'll get to hear about that as well. We've just started hosting school debates, and there's an astronomy club as well, because somebody donated us a telescope, a rather nice one, and we try and make the best use of that. So let's start with this, and where should one start science? With Einstein, of course. Well, actually with Newton. So in fact, the first lecture was Newton, the second was Einstein, then it was Feynman and Schrödinger, and of course, Abdus Salam, our very own Nobel Prize winner. There are numerous directions that science has taken, and so there are countless ways in which you can explore what is happening in the world of science today. Quantum entanglement, quantum computers, cryptography, teleportation, etc. And there are so many interesting, you see, people think of science as something very dull, but actually there are fascinating questions over there. Why is a mouse stronger than an elephant? Why does a mouse eat more than than a horse. They do actually. But I have to tell you in what sense that's true. So physics meeting biology is another important area. And you see, everything can be explained in very simple terms. Why is it that an elephant lives for 150 years or a whale for 200 years and a dog dies after 20 years maybe? There's a physics reason for that, and we can understand it in terms of scaling. Occasionally we have visitors coming from outside, like this gentleman from NASA, Dr. Mansoor Ahmed, and he told us about the James Webb Space Telescope that's now going around the Earth, and well, it's even further than the Earth. It doesn't not circulating, and we can look into the distant galaxies and see the very birth of the universe from there. We encourage young people to come and talk about what they have understood about various aspects of science. So we had this young lady come and speak about the quantum theory of light. Recently, we've had a number of very interesting biology lectures as well on synthetic biology, how one can shape DNA to essentially deliver whatever one wants. And that same very speaker, unfortunately, he's not here today, he's gone off to Lahore, but gave a very interesting lecture on the evolution of sex. Now, sex is very important, you know. We all know that. Without that, we wouldn't be here. But why do we need it? Why don't we reproduce asexually? So, important physical, biological reasons for that. We have in the black hole, as I said, an astronomy society, and Shahryar is over there. He is leading this. In the evenings, from time to time, in the parking lot from where you just entered, we have a look at the moon, at the planets, and it's interesting. It gets young people quite fired up. But then science is not all that the black hole is about. There's economics, there's politics, there's society, and society in its many varied forms. We had Dr. Miftah Ismail, formerly the finance minister in the PDM government, before he was ejected. But a man who could give us a good insight as to where Pakistan's economy is going and why it has taken that direction. We've had an alternative view from who else but Umair Javed. Umair, will you have? Yes, okay. I was going to ask him to stand up, but he's already standing up. He has a different perspective, and I should tell you about Umair. He'll be introduced to you later more formally by Sadia, wherever she, yes, there she is. Without him, the black hole wouldn't be possible. He's the man who made it possible, so let's give him a hand. There is another name for Pakistan that's been recently proposed, Plotistan. Everybody is making huge amounts of money in real estate. And so we had the Vice Chancellor of PID, Pakistan Institute of Development Economics, which is also now a university, come and speak about what real estate development has done to the rest of development in Pakistan. We've had other speakers speak on other issues, such as that of Reko Dick, that huge gold, copper, and that mine which has got billions of dollars of deposit in it, but which has been tragically exploited and now is in the doldrums, and Pakistan is being asked to pay a very heavy penalty for defaulting on its pledges there. Well, society is many, many different things. We had here a lecture by Salman Akram Raja, a distinguished lawyer, who spoke about the constitution in crisis. He recently ran on a PTI ticket and is contesting his loss. Asim Sajjad Akhtar, the Awami Workers' Party, they from time to time hold their lectures over here. And I should say that the black hole is very open in this regard. We allow every kind of opinion to come here, every kind of thought to flourish. There are absolutely no constraints other than civility. We want civil discourse, we want polite discourse, we want a marketplace for ideas. One of our board members, now I should say that we have an international board comprising of 13 members, and one of them is actually a Nobel Prize winner in chemistry. Another is Professor Javed Dar, and he is from the University College London, full professor of material science over there. And he talked to us when he came here about how the UK diaspora has not taken full advantage of what Britain has had to offer to them. Literature. Here we have had reviews of books. Here we have had discussions. And so two of the speakers are very frequent speakers. They're seated at the back and they're waving their hands. Dr. Ravish Nadeem and Dr. Sanobar Altaf. And here is one of their sessions. Now, it's not just local literature. It could be French literature, Jacques Derrida. It could be Jean-Paul Sartre. It could be anyone, anything that's interesting. And so if there's a speaker, you see, our first requirement is there's got to be a speaker. We don't say, we want an event on this. Somebody approaches us and says, I want to speak on this. Good. So if we find that speaker appropriate, we say yes. Feminist literature. There's certainly a position for that. And we've had some international events as well. Just as the Ukraine war started, we had the ambassadors of 3 countries, of the Czech Republic, of Ukraine, and of, well, not a country, but the European Union. Rina, she was here, Rina Kionka. And that was, I think, within the first 3 months or so of the Ukraine war. We've had movies on themes that are of interest to the Pakistani public, of people over here, such as this one on mountain climbing. There's a very famous Polish mountain climber by the name of Jurek. And after that, we had a speaker, Nazir Sabir, who is a very famous mountain climber. There are international issues like that of Bosnia-Herzegovina, how that has affected Pakistan, lessons for Pakistan rather. Film screenings, such as this very famous film, famous in Europe but not here. And so it was an introduction to Michael the Brave. This is a Romanian film. It's not often that we can get an Indian speaker, but we do try. There was this author, Ranjit Pawar. She is from Chandigarh and happened to be in Islamabad, and so we invited her to the Black Hole, and of course she was hosted and had a discussion with one of the staff at that time. Now, because of technology, it is possible to speak to people in India. And recently we had a discussion with Harsh Mandar, who is a very well-known social activist over there and one who has frequently been in trouble, but it was, I think, a very educative one for us, which showed us at least one side of the picture over there. But we wish to see all sides. Just last week, we had this very animated and excellent discussion with one of India's prime historians, Ramachandra Guha. Issues are of all natures. When the government of Pakistan decided that it would expel Afghan refugees, well, we did try to have a seminar on that. Unfortunately, it was not allowed to be held, but so what? A lot of our activities are directed towards children. So we have drawing classes, and as you can see, it's this floor on which they sit and they draw. But we also take these skills across to other schools. So we went to the Rupani Academy in Gilgit, where the kids were taught in a similar way. There are music classes here, and the person holding the music class will be playing here in a short while. You know, kids can really love science. It just brings their happiness out, but you have to talk to them in that right way. And we do try to do that. This again is from Gilgit. Something that is prohibited in our society is physical expression, dance in particular, and even for children. But here, children are not constrained. They can do what they naturally want to do if they're not suppressed. As with her, this is at the end of our summer camp. So I'm just showing you some random pictures, 2023. Let me say that there's a lot of gloom in our society, that we haven't done anything, that we are a people who have been left behind. That's why it's important to talk about success. And sometimes the people that we want to talk to are not here, they're abroad. So we reach out to them on Zoom, and this screen over here then is where they can interact with the audience. This is an amazing story that will take me half an hour to tell, but it's fascinating. I won't tell you. And so is this one. But again, go watch the video. Similarly here. Umair is heading this entrepreneurship program with the idea that, look, those people could do it. You can do so also. So what is it that you need to do to get yourself moving? That was his discussion with Arshad Sahab over here. Arshad Mahmood, Arshad Sahab, please put up your hand. A bit of history. Ishtiaq Ahmed is a contrary historian, a good historian. He was here and it was overflowing. We have serious academics in this country, like Dr. Tariq Rahman, and here is Dr. Abdul Hamid Nayyar interrogating him on his book on Pakistan's wars. Wars that he says Pakistan started. And this was a Turkish author who visited, we interacted with him on Zoom. This was an author who came here and spoke about a people's history of Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India. And just this afternoon, we had Muzammil Shah in this room speaking on reason in the post-truth age. Our aim is to capture diversity, to remember that there is more to Pakistan than just Punjab. And Bhagat Singh might not be popular in Punjab. In fact, an attempt to rename a road in Lahore was unsuccessful. But in Sindh, Hemu Kalani, there's a story behind that. It's important to talk about the Balochi language, about the 20 other languages of Pakistan that are undocumented and ignored by the state. We have over here discussions on Sindhi literature, on poets of the past, so part of Urdu literature, Mir Taqi Mir, Sauda, etc. We've had discussions here on Khuda Ki Basti. And by the way, I should say that Dr. Nazir Mahmood, who is sitting over there, Nazir, would you please put up your hand? Okay. He and Sanobar have been extraordinarily important in supporting the black hole. We've had dance, drama, music, acting, music in different shapes, forms, and you'll hear more from him today. There are the very large issues. They're the issues of Gilgit-Baltistan and why there are so many suicides over there. That was taken up in a seminar. The issue of mental health and what is called green zone philosophy. There's what we are doing with our education. It's criminal. And so here is Dr. Nair, who spoke about how we are axing ourselves, how we are destroying our future. A seminar on critical thinking, on something very important. Is Islam consistent with science, and where are the problems? This was an amazing seminar over here. ये क्या हुआ? What happened? यार देखो उधर क्या हो गया? Okay. You've all heard of the Khan Academy. So Salman Khan was here, and Salman Khan asked the audience, he says, do any of you use my distance learning? And this little kid walks up and he gives him a big lecture. And Salman Khan goes, oh. And he was thrilled by that. So the environment is part of our mandate, part of our desire, actually, to include the songbirds of Islamabad, the question of whether we should have more dams. And we've had many school visits outside the black hole. The modern age school, that's a school system in Abbottabad, and their founders are sitting over here, and would you please stand up? Samira and Wahid, and I should also mention that they're key supporters of the teachers training program. This is our visit to the Rupani Academy. This is Sadia over here talking about the lab. And, you know, this Van de Graaff generator was given to us by one of our international board members. And when you get a shock from that Van de Graaff generator, then you know what electricity is. Various science experiments, and here is Alam. Where is Alam? Alam, okay, stand up. Okay. Alam designs some of the lab experiments himself. Who's our audience? Well, everyone in the audience knows Nair Afaq. Nair, stand up. Yeah. Yes. And nobody sees Zohaib Heather because he's there in the control room, but you can see him on the screen over here. Sometimes our audiences are, full. Sometimes they're just 2 rows over here. Sometimes we have somebody who comes up from the audience and asks a question. All this is, most of our audience is remote. And just a few statistics before I close. As of last week, 563 videos were uploaded. We have about 79,000 total subscribers, 2 million watch hours, and then the total impressions, whatever that means, there's an asterisk over there, is 145 million. Okay, now, these is very interesting because, you see, modern technology takes you from here to countries across the globe, and Canada, US, UK, Netherlands, France, Germany, Italy, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Pakistan, India, Australia. But this is too small for you to see, so I'm going to show you the millions of views in different countries. And what's quite interesting what's quite interesting is that there are more viewers in India than in Pakistan. And if you look at the cities, well, Islamabad, where we are, is 158,000. Karachi is bigger, 415. The biggest number is in Lahore, 529,000. But if you look at Delhi, Delhi is 227,000, etc. These are not too many people from Rawalpindi, 91,000. But interesting, I mean, whatever sociology you make out of this, I don't know. That is, in a nutshell, what TBH has been doing. And the rest of the evening now is for you to know a little bit more about. Okay, thank you very much for listening.
Okay, I hope you all enjoyed this presentation. So I'm new at this. I'm not as good as our dear Nayyar Afaq. So I forgot to tell you to please put your phones in silent mode. I would request you to do that now. Secondly, you all have been here before. You know that most of our programs are in Urdu, but we have some distinguished foreign guests with us, namely the ambassador of the Republic of Spain and the head of mission of the Italian embassy with his spouse. So that is why we are going to conduct this program in English. So next, I would like to introduce you to our latest initiative, which is a teachers training program that we started in October. I've been teaching at universities for about 25 years now, and I can vouch for it that the quality of teaching at college and university level is truly abysmal. And we find that even graduates are not able to internalize fundamental concepts of the subjects that they're studying. So we came up with this idea to start a teachers training program. We went through a very rigorous selection procedure. There were about 480 applicants, of whom 120 gave a written test. And from them, we selected the best 27 for the interview, and 6 made it to the final cut. And those 6 are here with us today. I would like to invite Dua Jamshed, Huma Sabir, Ehsan Jabbar, Savera Nadeem, Hasnain Shirazi, and Alia Yusuf on stage with me here. So I would like you to share your, first tell me why you applied to this program. Ek mic aur de de main. Better to speak in English because we have foreigners. Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank to It's on. हाँ मैं सबसे पहले शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहूँगी इस ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम का और मेरा ये जो है ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम जो ज्वाइन करने का सबसे बड़ा जो था कि मैं इसको क्यों करूँ क्योंकि इससे पहले कहीं भी लाहौर में इस तरह का मैंने नहीं देखा कि कोई भी ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म हो साइंस के लिए जहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स और टीचर्स बैठ के इस तरह साइंस पे खुल के बात कर सके तो इस वजह से मैंने कहा कि ये प्रोग्राम बेस्ट है और एक तो हमें अपने आप को एक ये था कि पूरी एमफिल तक जर्नी मैं एमफिल फ़िज़िक्स में करी हूँ तो जो इस जर्नी के दौरान फ़िज़िक्स के जो कॉन्सेप्ट थे उनकी बेसिक्स थी वो बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं थी हमारी तो इसी वजह से ये स्ट्रॉन्ग करने का भी मौका मिल रहा और दूसरा इतने जो एफिशिएंट टीचर्स हैं हमारे तो उनके साथ और भी अपने आप को एक नए तरीके से एक्सप्लोर करने का भी मौका मिल रहा है इस वजह से मैंने ये चुना थैंक यू वेरी मच
Thank you, Alia. Dua, would you like to say something?
Hello everyone. So the question is why I applied for this program. There were two reasons. One of the reasons were that I had been selected by Punjab Public Service Commission as a lecturer in physics. So I'm serving in Higher Education Department, Punjab. So I felt like that since I've already been selected and now I'm even paid to do that. And that's also my passion. So why not? There's this amazing opportunity at the very right time. So yeah, I thought that why not like avail this opportunity and like go and hone my teaching skills. Yeah, and there was another reason. I was a big fan of Sir Hoodboy. He was a professor at our department in Qaeda Azam University. But unfortunately, when I was doing my BS, he had been retired. So there was this intense desire to learn from him. So when I got to know that he would be leading this program, so I got very excited. So yeah.
Ehsan, what did you get out of this?
So I'm physics graduate from one of the finest institutes, higher education institutes in Pakistan. But I didn't feel like doing science in my whole degree. I was solving problems for getting grades, but I was not solving problems to understand what it means to be a physicist. So I was back in my village. I had just graduated, so I was a bit depressed because there were no opportunities for the physics graduates in my city. I come from a small town in near Indo-Pak border. So when I saw the advertisement for this program, it just clicked on like it's made for me. So I went through all the rigorous procedure, and the main goal why I applied was because I have always been inspired by Dr. Pervez Hoodboy. I saw him in my department. He once came to talk about the Hubble about James Peebles. He was a Nobel laureate in 2021, I think. I don't remember. Pardon me if I'm wrong. So that lecture inspired me. So I, craved for the lectures by him. So that was my motivation.
And we particularly appreciate our trainees from Lahore because they set out at 6 a.m. in the morning to come here, and they have been doing this throughout the winter in the foggy and rainy conditions. So it has been a great effort from them. What did you gain from this, Hasnain?
हेलो एवरीवन जो पहली चीज़ थी जो हमने यहाँ पे आके सीखी वो ये थी कि हमें यहाँ पे ये नहीं है कि हम आए और वो जिस तरह हम हमारे स्कूल्स में होता है और कॉलेजेस में भी एफएससी हमारा बैकग्राउंड है तो वहाँ पे बस हमें है कि हमें कुछ क्वेश्चंस करने हैं और किसी भी तरीके से हमें याद करने और जाके वही लिख दें लेकिन साइंस तो ऐसा नहीं है साइंस में तो लॉजिक रीज़न उसके साथ एक खास डेवलपमेंट के साथ एक प्रोसेस है उसके साथ हम आगे बढ़ते हैं और वो हमने मिस किया मतलब किसी जगह कुछ अच्छे टीचर मिल गए तो उस सब्जेक्ट में हम मजबूत थे लेकिन एक ओवरऑल पूरी जो बेसिक साइंस है फंडामेंटल्स जो है तो वो बहुत अच्छा यहाँ पे कवर हो रहा है अभी आहिस्ता आहिस्ता मैथमेटिक्स भी और साइंस भी दोनों फिज़िक्स स्पेशली तो ये यहाँ पे आके हमने गेन किया और सर का हम और पूरे प्लेटफॉर्म का हम बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं कि इन्होंने हमें ये अपॉर्चुनिटी दी हम अपने कंसेप्ट को और ज़्यादा बेहतर कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे और आगे जाके सोसाइटी में भी हम इसका हमें फ़ायदा होगा
And on Saturdays and Sundays, we have a small community here of young people who come in voluntarily and contribute to the teachers training program. They are Shahryar. Is he here? Yes, back there. Hashir. Hashir is here in the yellow jacket. Usman is there. So it's a very nice discussion on physics, and we've been doing mathematics. And thank you, everyone. We'll see you in the training tomorrow. सबको देना, आजो बोल लो. आओ. सवेरा तुम भी आज, और कौन रह गया? हुमा. Yes.
So, hello, I'm Huma Sabir. I applied. Oh, sorry. I graduated from Quaid-e-Azam University. I came to know about this program through Sir Parvez Woodboy. I'm a huge fan of him. So the second question was what I gained from this training session was that no doubt they are all three of them, ma'am, Sadia, Sir Woodboy, Sir Nayyar, they are very knowledgeable person, but they are also very compassionate and very patient person. They always keep up with us. In the starting time period, we even did not know how to write on blackboard. We were not used to it, but they even taught us this very basic skill to us with a very patient style. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. And my apologies to Dr. Nayyar, because I just acknowledged the young ones there, but of course you're an integral part of the teachers training program, of course.
I am Savera Nadeem, and I am doing MPhil from Punjab University, Lahore, and I am one of the trainees who came from Lahore every weekend for this training program. Why I joined this program? Because I want to be a good teacher, and as my subject is physics, and I found myself too much lacking in the basic knowledge or basic concepts, or explaining those concepts to students. And I really want to join such program. And when I get to know about this program, I really want to join it, and somehow I get the opportunity to be the part of this amazing and wonderful program. And I must say that this is one of its only kind in Pakistan. There is no such program before it, or I hope there must be more programs for in every subject, or for other students too. We all need this who want to contribute in the society as a good teacher for science, or motivate our students to perform well in science. So I'm really very, very grateful to TBH and all the persons behind this who are giving us this opportunity to be a part of this program and to contribute to the country in a very well manner. As I guess I am a student of MPhil, but I haven't learned in my degrees as much as I have learned in these 4 months. And I'm really very grateful to all of you people.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So one of the great joys of being here at TBH is that we occasionally come across such sparkling gems, such rare talent in children. And we are so happy that we have the resources and the manpower and the human resource to provide them an environment in which that talent can flourish and grow. So next, I would like to invite one of the two very talented brothers, Sadan and Abdurrahman. Abdurrahman, would you please come on stage? So when he came here, I was taller than he is now, but now he is taller. And so tell us, what brought you to the black hole in the first place? First, tell us about yourself.
Okay, my name is Abdurrahman. I studied in class 8. So what brought me here was my mom found out on Facebook about this place, and one day she just showed it to me. And I saw the lab. I was particularly enticed by it. I had never really done any experiments in school before. So I thought about coming here. So the very next day we came about and we attended one of Sir Woodboy's lectures, and I really, really enjoyed it. So ever since then I've been coming, well, every weekend mostly. sometimes my exams go on and I'm not able to come. So
And Shadan, what have you been doing here?
I came because my mom saw the lecture on Facebook and she found it really nice. And then we attended a session by Dr. H. Nair and it was really good.
Yes. So, what is great about these kids is that it's not just science that they're excited about. They are often there in our evening sessions, which you can see, which you have seen are on a wide range of topics. And they're very active participants in that as well. So, if I can ask you, how has that changed the way you see the world around you?
well, it really opened my eyes to how much lacking I really am in most subjects and how far behind Pakistan is compared to other countries throughout the globe. At first, I thought this was about it. School was, I thought, perhaps 50% of all physics. But then when I came here, I found it was closer to zero. So I still find I have a very, very long way to go.
Thank you. And I would just like to end with the fact that these two young boys they come in Saturdays and Sundays to the teachers training program where we are doing undergraduate level physics and maths. And they're able to catch on. That is really wonderful. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so finally some entertainment. We have another couple of sparkling gems here. Can I invite Aidan Abbasi and Sarin Abbasi here? Aidan and Sarim are brothers, as you can see, and they are students of the Sainya Gharana of music, and they will entertain us with Aidan on the tabla and Sarim on the sitar. वाह वाह
I like to do Punjab folk.
थैंक यू सो मच। और भी है, क्या सुनाओगे?
अब मैं आपको सुनाऊंगा बुलबुल बोस्तान, जो उस्ताद जमाल खान साहब की
स्टार,
तहरीर है।
ठीक। Thank you so much. So, when a big hand for both of them. So, when these two guys come to my, when these two guys come to my science lab and they do an experiment or see a new phenomenon which they have not seen before, what do you say? Awesome. Hannah? So it's now my turn to say awesome. Thank you so much. That was incredible. Thank you. Okay, next we have some stalwarts whom I'd like to invite on stage. Without whom TBH would not have been possible in the shape and form that it is. So first of all, I would request Arshad Saab to please come on stage. Arshad Mahmood Saab. इधर सामने ही अच्छा So Arshad Saab has been with us from day one, and please share how this journey has been for you.
सच्ची बात है कि ये एक इंडिविजुअली अगर मैं देखूं तो मेरा एक दिल का एक तमन्ना थी कभी पाकिस्तान में कोई इस तरह का फोरम जो है हम लोगों को मैसर आ जाए। वैसे तो ये जो आर्ट कल्चर और साइंस जो है इसकी ना हमारी रियासत को कोई ज़रूरत है और ना ही हमारे लोगों को इसका कोई दिलचस्पी है। तो पाकिस्तान जिस घुटन से और जिस खौफ से गुज़र रहा है मुआशरा, उसको अगर हम देखें तो ब्लैक होल जो है ये हमें एक लाइट होल की तरह नज़र आता है। सिर्फ 2 साल में इतनी डाइवर्सिटी एक्टिविटीज़ में करनी, इवेंट्स में करनी, ऐसे ऐसे मौज़ूआत पे डिस्कशंस होनी, प्रेजेंटेशंस होनी, बहुत बड़ी कामयाबी है। और मैं हूद भाई साहब को और उनकी जितनी भी टीम है और जो टेक्निकल स्टाफ जो है इस फोरम का, सच्ची बात है वो मुबारकबाद के हकदार हैं और मैं आपको मुबारकबाद देता हूं और उम्मीद करता हूं कि ये जो ब्लैक होल है दिन दुगनी रात चुगनी तरक्की करेगा।
बहुत शुक्रिया। Next, I would like to request Wasim Altaf Saab to please come on stage.
देखिए, मैं तो वही बात कहना चाहूँगा जो अरशद साहब ने इससे पहले कही कि जहाँ पे हमारे माशरे में बहुत तेज़ी से एक तरह का एक्सट्रीमिज़म बढ़ता चला जा रहा है और हर जगह पे आपको मज़हबियत नज़र आती है, और दूसरी तरफ आप ये देखते हैं कि आर्ट, साइंस, लिटरेचर, कल्चर, ये तमाम चीज़ें जो हैं ये बिल्कुल एक साइड लाइन हो चुकी हैं। तो वहाँ पे ये उम्मीद की एक किरण है और एक ऐसा इनिशिएटिव है जो पिछले 76 साल में आपको पूरे मुल्क में, पूरे मुल्क की तारीख़ में आपको कहीं नज़र नहीं आता। तो बहुत मुस्तहिक हैं मुबारकबाद के परवेज़ साहब, उमैर साहब, मैडम के जिन्होंने ये इनिशिएटिव लिया है और हमारी जो नई नस्ल है उनको एक नई राह दिखाई है, नई रोशनी है ये। और ये जो ब्लैक होल है, मेरा ख़्याल है कि ये वो ब्लैक होल है कि जिसमें आप एंटर हो जाएं तो फिर आपकी निजात हो जाती है। आप तो बहुत मुबारकबाद आपको। तो आई जस्ट वांट टू से दैट दिस इनिशिएटिव is unprecedented in the history of this country. Such institution never existed in the last 76 years, where the youth are familiarized with advances not only in science but also in art and literature and culture, and it promotes rationality, it promotes scientific thought, it promotes humanism. And through these various areas, this institution has achieved landmarks in all these areas. And I would congratulate Madam Parvez Saab, Umair Saab, and all others who are contributing towards these goals of achieving these higher objectives. Thank you very much.
Nazir Mahmood, would you like to please come on stage?
Thank you very much. Since I am part of the team, so it seems like praising ourselves, but the credit should be given where the credit is due. And the credit most of all goes to, of course, everyone, but 4 people I would like to especially thank here. In addition to Dr. Parvez Hudbhai, Sadia, Dr. A.H. Nayyar, and Umair. Please give them a big hand for these people. when this black hole was being initiated at that time, some of us, including myself, had some reservation about the name black hole. Because we thought, and then Dr. Parvez Udbai explained it, we thought that everything that goes into the black hole disappears. So why why do we call it black hole? And then he explained that no, that was an old theory when we thought that everything disappears. And he said no. Now, if something goes into the black hole, there is another universe probably on the other side. So you go into the black hole, and then you re-emerge from the other side. So I think black hole has been doing. Why I was interested in this, because in Pakistan now, of course, education system itself, it's not only seminaries, religious education, madrasas, but it seems that entire education system, including right from primary to college education to university education, there is so much regurgitation of the same ideas, same ideology, same beliefs, mostly faith-based, and that closes people's mind. And a black hole, the credit goes to black hole, where these all people are trying to open up people's mind, from children to youth to older people. And one more thing that we must appreciate is the diversity that it has. It has art, culture, history, literature, from social sciences to physical sciences. We are trying to cover each and every aspect of society. So I wish that such ventures are replicated in other areas also, and ideally not only each city but each town and each sector should have a black hole like this. I wish sometimes that dream comes true. Thank you.
Thank you, Nazir. Thank you. And finally, our friend Naqib. Naqib is a mathematician.
थैंक यू। मैं शुरू के दिनों से जब जी बेसिकली तो मैं मैथमेटिशियन हूँ, और मेरा जो साइंटिफिक हीरो है वो आइंस्टाइन है, लेकिन पाकिस्तान में अगर कोई मेरा साइंटिफिक हीरो है तो वो परवेज़ हूद भाई हैं। तो इनकी वजह से मैं जी, तो जब मुझे पता चला यहाँ पे ये सिलसिला शुरू हो रहा है दोबारा साइंस के हवाले से, तो मैं ना सिर्फ खुद आया बल्कि अपने बच्चों को भी लेके आया कि अब हमने, जैसे मैं इनसे इंस्पायर था, अब मैंने अपने बच्चों को भी इंस्पायर करना है साइंस के हवाले से। तो वो मुझे दिन बड़े याद आते हैं जब ये सिलसिला शुरू हुआ था फर्स्ट टाइम और शुरू के लेक्चर्स में। तो अब यही ख्वाहिश है कि ये सिर्फ सेकंड इसकी बर्थडे ना हो, एनिवर्सरी ना हो, ये सिलसिला हमेशा चलता रहे, और सिटीज़ में भी अगर ये पॉसिबल है तो ये भी बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा। सो नाइस ऑफ यू फॉर एवरीथिंग।
Thank you, Naqib. Thank you. And last but not least, certainly not least, Dr. Ravish Nadeem. आइए।
बहुत शुक्रिया साथी साहबा। एक पहलू जिस पे बात ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकी कि हमारी सोसाइटी में, जिसका बार बार जिक्र हुआ कि जो अपने ज़वाल और इन्हतात की जिस सतह पर है, वहाँ पर एक मसला हमें दरपेश रहा जब हम ग्राउंड पे काम करते हैं इस स्टेज को फिल करने के लिए, और वो ये है कि इस सोसाइटी से हमें कुछ ऐसे लोगों को ढूंढना जो हमारे मेयार पर पूरे उतरते हों, और जो अपने फील्ड के अंदर मास्टर हों, और जो कुछ असूलों के ऊपर हमारे साथ जुड़ जाएं। मसलन रैशनल होना, सेकुलर होना, डेमोक्रेटिक होना, और इसी तरीके से और जो खूबियां हैं जिसके साथ हम इस दी ब्लैक होल को चला रहे हैं। तो इसमें मैं नैयर आफाक जो हैं, मैं इनको सैल्यूट पेश करता हूं, क्योंकि हम दोनों मिलकर इस सारी सूरत हाल को देखते हैं। हमने ये ढूंढना होता है कि कल, परसों, अगले हफ्ते हमने किस बंदे को लेके आना है और किस पैनल को लेके आना है, उसमें मौजू क्या हो, और फिर उसमें मौजू की वैरायटी भी हो और शख्सियात की वैरायटी भी हो, स्पीकर्स की वैरायटी भी हो। अब इतने सारे लोगों को उस वैरायटी के साथ ढूंढना और फिर स्टेज पे लेके आना, ये अच्छा खासा मुश्किल काम है। अब आप देखिए कि कम से कम भी नहीं है 2000 प्रोग्राम हमने किए, कितने, सॉरी 1000 ऑलमोस्ट 800 प्रोग्राम हमने किए।
नॉट इंक्लूडिंग 2 समर कैंप, 2 विंटर कैंप, एक्टिंग क्लास, म्यूजिक क्लास और बहुत सी और भी सेशन जो हमने यहाँ पे दूसरे लोगों को जगह दी, सबको मिला लें तो
ये दोबारा बोल दें प्लीज।
we have done almost 800 public sessions, and that doesn't include our 2 summer camps, our 2 winter camps, as well as acting class. ये करीबन 2 माह की हमारी एक्टिंग क्लास की 2 या 3 माह के 2 सेशंस यहाँ पर चले थे, और शायद यहाँ पे अहमद उमर याज या सफ़ीर भाई भी मौजूद हों। इसके अलावा फ्लूट क्लास वो भी काफ़ी हफ्तों चलती रही। अभी फैसल जो है, मुझे बल्कि पता ही नहीं चला कि वो हमने कुछ सेशन अनाउंस नहीं भी किए, लेकिन चूंकि स्टूडेंट्स आ रहे थे म्यूज़िक सीखने के लिए, तो फैसल आई एम वेरी थैंकफुल टू हिम कि वो उनको वॉलंटरीली यहाँ पे म्यूज़िक अपने रूटीन टाइम से हट के भी पढ़ाते रहे। म्यूज़िक क्लासेस जो वोकल ट्रेनिंग है, उसके अलावा जो म्यूज़िक थ्योरी है, तो ये करीबन आपका कहना ठीक है, अगर इन तमाम को मिलाएं तो ये मेरा ख्याल है 4 फिगर से ऊपर चला जाता है, 1000 से ऊपर। बट पब्लिकली अनाउंस सेशंस आर अराउंड 800।
थैंक यू। तो दोस्तों, इसमें अहम बात ये होती है कि हम रात बाद औक़ात 1:30 बजे हम आपस में बात कर रहे होते हैं कि सुबह क्या करना है, एक हफ़्ते बाद हमने क्या करना है। फिर हमें बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस भी दरपेश होते हैं यहाँ पर कि कौन सी रेड लाइन को कोई क्रॉस ना कर ले, हमें कोई बड़ा चैलेंज दरपेश ना हो जाए, क्योंकि हम इसको चाहते हैं कि ये स्मूथली रन करता रहे और हम अपने मेयार को भी बरकरार रखें। तो उसमें हम उमैर साहब को बाज़ औक़ात रात 1:30 बजे फ़ोन कर देते हैं कि ये इशू है, ये स्पीकर है, उसका ये मौजू है, और बताइए कि इसके ऊपर हमें क्या स्टैंड लेना चाहिए, कैसे हमें कम्युनिकेट करना चाहिए। तो ये सारे जो मामलात हैं, इसमें मैं नईर रफ़ाक को मैंने देखता हूँ कि काम करते हुए, तो मैं इनको भी ट्रिब्यूट देता हूँ और उमैर साहब को।
इन सारे 800 इवेंट्स में, और जो यहाँ स्पीकर्स आते हैं वो इस चीज़ की मेरा ख्याल है गवाही भी देंगे, कभी एक मरतबा भी यहाँ पे मैंने एज अ प्रोग्राम मैनेजर कभी ये नहीं कहा उन्हें कि देखें आपने ये बात करनी और ये बात नहीं करनी। यहाँ पर हर एक को पूरी क्रिएटिव, इंटेलेक्चुअल और हर तरह की फ्रीडम मैं देता हूँ। मैं नहीं देता, मेरा इदारा देता है, मेरी मैनेजमेंट। यही हमारी पॉलिसी है। हाँ, हम सिर्फ एक चीज़ की दरख्वास्त ज़रूर करती हैं कि आप जो भी बात करें वो महज आपके जज्बात ना हो, वो बाइसेस ना हो। आप जो बात करें इट शुड बी बैक्ड अप बाय कोई एविडेंस हो, कोई साइटेशन हो, कोई रेफरेंस हो। यानी ये स्टेज जो है, इसका मेयार और इसका जो क्रेडिबिलिटी है वो बिल्कुल कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ ना हो। आप जो बात करें वो ऑथेंटिक हो। हाँ, उसके ऊपर डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन हो सकता है, एंड वी ऑलवेज़ वेलकम डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ ओपिनियन। और स्टेज इज़ फॉर एवरीवन, लेकिन प्लीज़ एकेडमिक और अच्छे असलूब में गुफ्तगू करें। हम चाहते हैं कि यहाँ पे मुकालमे की फ़ज़ा हो, हम चाहते हैं कि यहाँ पे गुफ्तगू जारी रहे, और यही आगे बढ़ने का रास्ता है। सिर्फ लाइक माइंडेड लोग नहीं, बल्कि मैं समझता हूँ कि लाइक माइंडेड और जो लाइक माइंडेड नहीं भी हैं, मेरी कामयाबी, हमारे इदारे की कामयाबी ये होगी कि सारे वो इकट्ठे बैठकर अपनी अपनी बात करें। यूँ ही हम एक दूसरे को समझ सकेंगे। यही ज़मीन है, इसी में हमने रहना है। सिर्फ हमारा मुल्क नहीं, हमें इस दुनिया का सिटीज़न बनना है, और उसके लिए ज़रूरी है कि हम एक दूसरे के साथ अपने डिफरेंसेस के साथ जीना सीखें। बस।
Now I would like to invite our resident music teacher, Faisal Jilani, to perform a couple of songs for us. Let me tell you about Faisal. He's an Afghan national, and he has completed his graduation in music from the University of Kabul.
Let's leave that for later.
Okay. So, okay, slight change in program. We'll do the music later, but the ambassadors have to leave. So, I would first like to invite the ambassador of the Republic of Spain, Mr. Jose Antonio de Ori. I hope I have your name right.
Yes, but not a country. We're very much a monarchy. I'm proud of our king.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, would you please come on stage and share with us your impressions about Pakistan in general and the black hole in particular?
Thank you, and thank you, Sadia. Thank you, Pervez, for having me tonight. I'm very impressed by everything that you do here. I wish I had known before. I came to learn about black hole very recently, and I wish I had before and profit and attend some of the sessions and also learn here from you. Now, I was asked by Pervez to speak tonight briefly about freedom. I was thinking, how can one honestly and freely speak about freedom? Because suppose the only way to freely to speak about that is to do it when you have freedom, complete freedom to speak about that. Otherwise, it would be sort of tantamount of as having a deaf-mute person speak about their condition. If you ask somebody who's mute to explain to you how muteness feels, he would not be able to do that because he's mute. And the same might go for speaking about freedom if you have constraints, as I suppose we all have. So I somehow chose not to dwell much into that here. But then yesterday it was Women's Day, and I was speaking at the embassy at an event that I had on about women, and I remember that. When my girls, I have two daughters who are 14 and 11, and when they were born, I wrote a letter to each of them. And I was telling them that I was expecting each of them to grow up to be free women, free from constraints, free from the impositions of men, and righteous women, free women. And I spoke about that yesterday at the embassy on Women's Day. And I was thinking today, this morning, what it means to be free. What I meant when I was writing my girls as they were born, when they were 1 day old. What I was meaning when I was sort of requesting or expecting them to be free. What it is to be free. And I still wonder. I came here all the way by car. And I was still sort of mulling over the idea of what it means to be free. I suppose that can we be free from oppression? I suppose free from impositions, free from want. There's many ways in which freedom can be somehow taken away from us, limited, curtailed. But I suppose there's some still elements that can never be taken away. Freedom to learn, freedom of thought, free thinking, that can never be taken away from us. And that's something that, especially I have children here, that I would tell you all, try always to think freely. That nobody can take away from you. Nobody can take away from us. You're free to learn. You're free to think. In any circumstances, completely free, and you have to think freely. We all have to think freely and free from everything. And I mean it, from everything. There's nothing that can sort of make us do or think something that does not come out of our own mind. And for that, there is an instrument that is fabulous. It's an old instrument. It's not some app that has been created by Microsoft. It's not an invention that was invented recently. It's an artifact that has been there forever, and it's called books. Read. That's what I recommend to all of you, but especially to you, children. Read. Read as much as you can. There's wonders in reading. There's wonders in book. There's a world out there. There is so much knowledge that you can get. There's so much entertainment that you can get. There's so much fun that you can get in books. And that, again, that nobody can take away from you. How much you can learn from books. And how much then, as a consequence, you can think freely. And that's what I recommend to all of you, especially children. Think freely. Be free to think. Nobody can take that away from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. Now, I would like to ask Mr. Roberto Necce, who's the Deputy Head of Mission at the Italian Embassy, to say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me, Professor Hoodboy and Madame Sadia. I'm very happy to be here. I have also to thank ambassador of Spain. He was a dear friend of mine. And it's really a pleasure having the opportunity to meet all of you here today. I heard about the black hole a few months ago, and I was very curious about the institute. I have to confess that I visited also the page on the internet, so I really saw the string of the events which have been presented before, and they were very interesting to me, and I was quite interested, let's say. So for me, it's an occasion being here today. Professor Hoodboy just asked me to say a few words on a very interesting and delicate topic, which is basically the truth, the meaning of the truth in the history, how truth matters in history, and why the truth history has to be read through the prism of the truth, because this helps develop stronger nations. So, of course, we do not have the time to go into the details here. It will be a long session, but I would like just to give here to you a few food for thought, where we can think about it, and then we can develop our own image of that. Just want to start to say that why history matters, because and in this regard there is a famous story narrated by a British politician, Chris Patten. Actually, he is the Chancellor of Oxford University, and he said this story, which is public, by the way. He said there was a professor speaking with a student about the meaning and importance of history. And this professor said to the student, those who do not study history are doomed to repeat it. But then he added, however, those who studied it are doomed to stand by watching the others repeating it. So this is somehow how easy the history, so history matters, but sometimes history is made of narratives. And that is the difficult task for the observer, for the researcher. Even myself, I am a diplomat here, but I am also a researcher. So every day I deal with this, let's say, problems of interpreting, reading the history. And this is very much, I have to confess you that I'm reading in this day the book of Professor Hoodboy, where this topic is there, and is quite stimulating in pushing our imagination and to think about it. So how come that history sometimes is different from according to the various interpretations? Because history is done by facts, by narratives. And there are some factors, some factors which push for this. And sometimes history is, let's say, is dictated by the rulers. There was a famous politician in Europe. I cannot mention the country, but that's public. He used to say that if you keep saying a lie, at the end of the day, everybody will believe it, including yourself. And this means that sometimes history can be somehow manipulated, can be diverted, and it's up to the external observer to interpret it. Of course, in the longer term, this game does not play out because, as the saying goes, you can fool some of the people for all of the time. You can fool all of the people for some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people for all of the time. So, and in the long term, truth emerges, and this is something that we have to take into account. Then there are another two possibilities. History is written by the winners, so we never have the point of view of the losers. And I come from a country which is basically very much linked to history, and we have the Roman Empire, and there are a lot of emperors who were pushed for their life, and there are different narratives on what they did, what they did not do. Now it would be too long to explain all these different narratives, but the fact is that the winners normally tell us their own version of history, and this makes things much more complicated. Finally, there is also another possibility when the historian is facing sources who are basically reporting things which happened long before they came into being. For example, we have in Italy we have the Emperor Nero. For example, he was a famous emperor, but he has been always described as a kind of evil figure since when I went to school. But today there is a kind of a reassessment of his figure in the Italian historiography, simply because the historians who have written about his life, they lived almost 200 years after he passed away. So basically we have a narrative which is not, let's say, in line with the period where this historical figure lived. So because of all of this, history is quite a complicated matter. Of course, this makes things for a researcher, for an observer, very much difficult, and we have to deal with this every day. But as I said before, when you basically analyze facts, you have also to take into account that different narratives can compete each other. And of course, there is no answer for what we can choose. So, thank you very much for being here. Just want to say one sentence. Allow me in Urdu, if I can. Yaaki log yaaki tezib बहुत अच्छा लगता है.
Hey, thank you so much. Now we come to the core of this event. The Black Hole, in its first anniversary, wanted to set the tradition of acknowledging someone who has spent a lifetime for the promotion of human rights, freedom, social justice, and democracy. And last year, we were very honored to have Nasreen Azhar as the recipient of our Lifetime Achievement Award. And this year, we have another very courageous fighter for human rights, women's rights in particular, and social justice, the eminent lawyer, Ms. Hina Jilani, who's with us here today. I would like to invite Hina आप आइए and Nasreen आप and Madam Sepide to present the award to Hina. So this is our Lifetime Achievement Award that we would like to present to. And this is for our recipient of the last year. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Should I say something? Yes, please say a few words. Thank you very much. It's a great honor to be here today and learn about this institution and the way that you have dealt with almost every issue that people in Pakistan are, finding difficult to discuss at times, but also issues which people need to discuss. And I'm particularly honored to share this award with my friend and co-struggler, Nasreen. We have, sorry? I said thank you. Not at all. I think that it's a great honor for me that she received the first award here. I don't know how in a few words I can talk about my lifetime. I'm now 70 years old. But I can only say that whatever I have done or achieved, I still need to achieve much more. And I just hope that my life doesn't end now and that I still have more things to do. In the end, just to say, everything that I've done, shows that I believe more in my struggle. And for me, success has sometimes only been a bonus. So I hope, because if a person like me, all human rights defenders, everyone who's sitting here, if we believe in our struggle, then we still have hope. If we stop to struggle, then there is no hope. Sometimes when you explain what the black hole means, I think that people like us have gone into the black hole. On the way, we are encountering all these sparks of light, but we are still looking for the universe. We are still looking for the universe, and I'm going to catch you, Pervez, if we don't find it. So in the end, let me just say, my lifetime is not just about me. It is about the civil society in Pakistan. It is about those who are working for democracy in this country, for the rule of law, and for freedoms. So there are many here. Nazir is sitting here, Nasreen, Pervez Hoodboy, Dr. A.H. Nair, and so many of you, all of you, I think, in this hall today, are in the quest for that universe that Pervez is promising us. Thank you.
Over the last 20, 30 years, whenever a girl or a woman in trouble has approached me, that could be a Christian, it could be an Ahmadi, it could be just some girl who has been brutalized, the first name that comes to my mind is Hina. And Hina, thank you for what you've done to Pakistan, to this society. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. तो अब हम उर्दू में आ जाते हैं ठीक है अब हमारे जो रेजिडेंट मौसीकार हैं फैसल जिलानी उनको मैं दावत दूंगी फैसल ने काबुल यूनिवर्सिटी से म्यूज़िक में ग्रेजुएशन की है और जब तालिबान ने वहाँ टेक ओवर किया तो वो वहाँ से जब वहाँ पर साज और आवाज़ पे कदगन लगाई गई और ढेरों साज जलाए गए तोड़े गए तो फैसल वहाँ से भागकर यहाँ पे आ गए और ये 2022 की बात है ना फैसल एंड फैसल 1 साल से हमारे साथ हैं ब्लैक होल में ही इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ आवर टीम ही इज़ अ म्यूज़िक टीचर ही गिव्स फ्री म्यूज़िक लेसन्स टू चिल्ड्रन और फैसल पर आपको पता है कि हमारी जो पिछली हुकूमत थी उसने जो यहाँ पर हमारे अफ़गान हैं पाकिस्तान में मौजूद उन पर जो जुल्म ढाया था कि उन्हें रातों रात ये ऑर्डर दे दिया गया था कि उन्हें मुल्क छोड़ के जाना है जो 20-20, 25-25 साल से यहाँ आबाद थे और बहुतों को जाना भी पड़ा और बस हमने फैसल के साथ किसी तरह वो बहुत मुश्किल वक्त गुजारा फैसल भी बहुत उस वक्त ज़ाहिर है ट्रॉमेटाइज थे बट वी केम थ्रू इट एंड फैसल ने अब मीडिया स्टडीज़ में एक यूनिवर्सिटी में दाखिला लिया है ही इज़ लीगल हियर ऑन अ वीज़ा एंड ही इज़ परस्यूइंग हिज स्टडीज़ With that, I would also like to give the message that the black hole is open for all those जिनको हमारा माशरा रिजेक्ट करता है चाहे वो कोई भी हो our doors are always open for all those people who are rejected by this society. तो फैसल अब हमको कुछ फैसल दरी में सुनाएंगे उर्दू में दोनों में आइए
Hello. Re 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 na Ni sa ga ma pa ni sa sa ni ga pa ma ga re sa. इसका शायरी नैर साहब ने किया है, नैर आफाक, और कंपोजिशन मैंने बनाया है राग भीम प्लासी में, और मेरे साथ संगत जमशेद भाई कर रहा है। तो आप सबकी इजाज़त से हम शुरू करते हैं। बस में नहीं रहा कोई इम्कान, अलविदा, बस में नहीं रहा कोई इम्कान, अलविदा, चल आज के दे तू है मेरी जान, अलविदा। बस में नहीं रहा कोई इम्कान, अलविदा, चल के दो आज तू है मेरी जान, अलविदा, बस में नहीं रहा कोई इम्कान, अलविदा। जो तू नहीं तो सारी दुनिया समेत कर, जो तू नहीं तो सारी दुनिया समेत कर, जो तू नहीं तो सारी दुनिया समेत कर, दिल तो रहेगा बे सरो सामान, अलविदा, दिल तो रहेगा बे सरो सामान, अलविदा, बस में नहीं रहा कोई इम्कान, अलविदा। क्यों के सर्द और तेरा लहजा है जनबी, क्यों के सर्द और तेरा लहजा है जनबी, क्यों के सर्द और तेरे लहजा है जनबी, ओ क्यों लग रहा है आज तू अनजाने अलविदा, ओ क्यों आज लग रहा है तू अनजाने अलविदा, बस मैं नहीं रहा कोई इम्कान अलविदा, बस मैं नहीं रहा कोई इम्कान अलविदा। फारसी कलाम सुनना चाहोगे? फारसी कलाम और जो ज़रगा में तू कदम न दौरे در غم تو قدم نداریم، جز در غم تو قدم نداریم. جز در غم تو قدم نداریم، جز در غم تو قدم نداریم، جز در غم تو قدم نداریم. غم داره تویم و غم نداریم، غم داره تویم و غم نداریم. ماه و نوای به نوای بسم الله بسم الله حریف مایه. در بزم تو می خوج صفال است، در بزم تو می خوج صفال است، در بزم تو می خوج صفال است. در بزم تو می خوج صفال در بزم تو می خوج صفال است، در بزم تو می خوج صفال است، در بزم تو می خوج صفال است. یعنی با بهشت می حلال است، یعنی با بهشت می حلال است، یعنی با بهشت می حلال است، یعنی با بهشت یعنی با بهشت می حلال است. سگم پا 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 دا پا دا پا ما دا پا، سگم پا 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 سگم دا 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 دا. سانی دنی دا پا دا پا ما پا ما پا ما گری سا، سانی دنی دا پا دا پا ما پا ما گا گری، سانی دنی دا پا دا پا ما پا ما گا ما گری سا پا ما گا، سانی دا پا ما سانی دا پا ما. بوی مو نوای بی نوای
बहुत शुक्रिया फैसल, बहुत शुक्रिया। बहुत खूबसूरत गायकी और तबला नवाजी का मुजाहरा था, बहुत लुत्फ़ आया। और अब द वन एंड ओनली उमैर जावेद।
बहुत शुक्रिया जी सब जी ऑन है ठीक। आप सब लोगों के आने का वक्त देने का यहाँ पर अब आवाज़ आ रही है। तो सबसे पहले तो थोड़ी सी बात कर लेते हैं कि मेरा तो यहाँ पर किरदार जो है एक मैनेजर का है और ना तो हमें कोई समाज सुधारक होने का दावा है, ना इंटेलेक्चुअल होने का दावा है, ना अक्ल कुल होने का दावा। इदारा क्यों ज़रूरी होता है शख्सियात के हट कर? कुछ तो शख्सियत ही ऐसी होती हैं जो ख़ुद इदारा होती हैं, जैसे आसमा जहांगीर साहबा कह लें, जैसे ईदी साहब को कह लें, ये तो ख़ुद अपनी ज़ात के अंदर एक मुकम्मल इदारा थे। लेकिन इदारा इस वजह से ज़रूरी होता है कि 75-76 साल के अंदर यहाँ पर हम जिस पस्ती तक पहुँच गए हैं, माशरे की पस्ती का अंदाज़ा इससे लगा लें कि इचरा वाले वाक़े के ऊपर हम एक कौम बनकर ये नहीं कह सकते कि सही कौन और गलत कौन। इससे ज़्यादा शर्मिंदगी की क्या बात हो सकती है कि एक कौम बनकर हम इतने फ़िरक़ों में बटे हुए हैं। तो ऐसे माशरे में कि जहाँ पर सही को सही और गलत को गलत कहने की जुर्रत ही नहीं कोई दे रहा, खौफ इतना ज़्यादा फैला दिया गया कि अगर हमारे अकीदे, हमारी सोच, हमारी बात, हमारे मसलक या किसी से भी हटोगे तो तैयार रहो। ऐसे माशरों के अंदर ही ब्लैक होल्स की ज़रूरत है और ये इदारे जो हैं वो हवा का झोंका है। थैंक यू। हम नहीं कहते कि हम छोड़ते हैं अपनी काविश को, अपनी एफ़र्ट्स को छोड़ते हैं इस इदारे के बेनिफिशरीज़ के ऊपर और मुस्तकबिल के ऊपर। इसका वक्त को फ़ैसला करने दें कि ये कोशिश कैसी है और कैसी नहीं है। हम इसके बारे में, हमें अपना काम करना है, जितना भी छोटा बड़ा काम करना है हम कर रहे हैं। 2 साल हो गए हैं, आगे और काम करते रहेंगे। कोशिश करेंगे कि इसके बेनिफिशरीज़ की तादाद बढ़ती जाए। इंडिविजुअल्स के काम से इदारे का काम इस वजह से ज़्यादा ज़रूरी होता है कि जिस तरह से मैंने पहले कहा कि ये मैदानी काम है। जब आप इदारा बनाते हैं तो उसके बेनिफिशरीज़ जो हैं वो इंडिविजुअल्स की निस्बत बढ़ जाते हैं, तो ऐसे इदारों की ज़रूरत बढ़ जाती है। जो लोग जिनका मैंने नाम लिया, जो अपनी ज़ात के अंदर खुद अंजुमन थे, उन अकेलों का काम, वो खुद अपनी ज़ात में इदारे थे, उनका काम तो इतना बड़ा है कि 50,000 मदरसा वो असर नहीं डाल सका जो ये 2-3 लोगों का, या सलाम जैसे लोगों का मैं नाम लूँगा, या आसमा जहांगीर साहिबा जैसे लोगों का नाम लूँगा मैं, या मैं जिस तरह कहा कि अब्दुल तारीदी साहब जैसे लोग जो हैं, ये इनका काम उस 50,000 मदरसे से ज़्यादा जिससे हमने कचरा पैदा करके यहाँ तक आज तक पहुँचे और अपने माशरे को और तनज़्ज़ुली के अंदर जाते। तो बस ये है कि आप सब लोग जानते हैं कि कोशिश कर रहे हैं हम यहाँ पर, और लोग भी इसका साथ बने। ये किसी एक शख्स का इदारा नहीं है, ये हम सब का इदारा है। अच्छा, इदारा जब आप बनाते हैं तो पाकिस्तान के अंदर इदारा बनाने के लिए जो सबसे अहम चीज़ होती है वो टीम होती है। ये किसी एक शख्स की काविश नहीं होती है। इदारा कभी भी किसी एक शख्स के साथ नहीं होता, ये लोगों से चलता। और जब सब लोग मिलकर मेहनत करते हैं तो फिर ही उसकी कोई शक्ल वाज़ेह होती है। और यहाँ पर भी इस इदारे के अंदर कुछ लोगों से आप मिले हैं, लेकिन जितनी भी टीम है, तो पहले मैं चाहूँगा कि वो काबिल तहसीन है, उनका शुक्रिया आप सबको अदा करना चाहिए कि जिन्होंने 2 साल, वाकई रविश साहब ने भी कुछ बातों का इज़हार किया, लेकिन बहुत मुश्किलात भी आई इदारे को चलाने के लिए। ऐसी सोच को, ऐसे स्पीकर्स रोज़ लेकर आना, ऐसी बात रोज़ करना कि जो रैशनल हो, जिसके ऊपर जो है किसी को कुछ सीखने का मौका मिल सके। इस्लामाबाद जैसे कम आबादी और छोटे शहर के अंदर ये इतना मुमकिन नहीं, लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज के साथ हम किसी को TADA देकर होटलों में ठहरा कर यहाँ पर बात करने के लिए नहीं बुला सकते हैं। लेकिन अपनी उस काविश के अंदर हम कितना कामयाब हुए हैं, हमने अपनी कोशिश की है। कमियाँ कोताहियाँ रही होंगी, बहुत सारी कमियाँ हमसे रह गई होंगी, और मैं ऑपरेशनल हेड होने के नाते जो कमियां हैं उनको पूरी तौर पर कबूल करता हूं, और जितनी भी कामयाबियां हैं वो मैं अपनी टीम के नाम करता हूं। तो टीम को मैं दावत देता हूं, फ़र्दन ना मुझे बुलाना पड़े, ज़रा एक दफ़ा अगर सारे स्टेज पर आ जाएं तो आपसे उन सब का तारुफ हो जाए। तो प्लीज़ नैयर आफाक टीम के साथ ज़रा स्टेज के ऊपर आ जाएं सब लोग। यहाँ पर अपनी ज़ात से चीज़ों को शुरू करना। आ जाएं सब लोग, टीम सारी स्टेज के ऊपर आ जाए, जितने भी टीम मेंबर्स हैं सब स्टेज के ऊपर आ जाएं। हमने यहाँ पर प्रैक्टिस करने के बाद जो है इस बात को जो है ना, पहले अपनी ज़ात से चीज़ें शुरू करनी चाहिए, बग़ैर किसी अकीदे के, बग़ैर किसी मसलक के, बग़ैर किसी सोच के, तफरीक के। हम सब किसकी क्या ज़िम्मेदारी है, कौन सफाई करता है या कौन पॉलिसी बनाता है, हम सब एक दस्तरखान के ऊपर हर रोज़ ब्लैक होल के अंदर खाना खाते हैं। और ये सारी टीम इस बात की आपको खुद बताएगी कि पहले हम अपनी ज़ात से इस चीज़ को शुरू करते हैं। आ जाइए सब लोग। चले आ जाएगा। तो रोज़ जो आप नित नए बोर्ड देखते हैं, जो एक ब्लैक होल की स्पेशलिटी भी है, 800-900 बोर्ड हर रोज़ एक एक तख्लीक करना। आलम सजाद अभी हमारे दरमियान नहीं है। आलम अनूश जो है वो सारी कोऑर्डिनेशन करते हैं, इवेंट्स की कोऑर्डिनेशन करते हैं, और हमारे साथी हैं। तालियां प्लीज़ अनूश के लिए। मेरे पास अल्फाज नहीं है नैयर आफाक का तारुफ करवाने के, अपना तारुफ खुद ही है। तालियां बहुत सारी। शमा ने हमें ज्वाइन किया, लेकिन बहुत अरसे के बाद किसी ऐसे कुलीग के साथ काम करके खुशी मिली कि जिसको अपने काम की और अपनी जिम्मेदारी का अंदाज़ा है। बहुत अरसे के बाद किसी ऐसे कुलीग से मिली। मैं तारुफ करवा दूं कि शमा अभी जो है वो मशल बुक्स की जो है ना एडिटर भी हैं, और जितनी भी अभी जितनी नई किताबें आएंगी वो सारी शमा के नीचे टीम काम कर रही है, और सारी प्रिंटिंग भी शमा ही देख रही हैं। तो बहुत तालियां शमा के लिए। मैडम आबदा ने हमें तीसरी चौथी हमारी हायरिंग थी, जितनी भी आप ऊपर हमारी देख रहे हैं लाइब्रेरी देख रहे हैं, तो ये सारी की सारी कराची से आई थी, अच्छी लाइब्रेरीज़ की हेड रही हैं वहाँ पर। तो हमारे इस इदारे की लाइब्रेरी की इंचार्ज जो हैं वो मैडम आबदा। शहरियार के बारे के अंदर तो आपको पहले ही परवेज साहब बता चुके हैं, और जितने भी नए इनिशिएटिव लिए जा रहे हैं और जो है वो शहरियार उसके साथ, और जो टीचर्स ट्रेनिंग है उसके अंदर भी हमें सपोर्ट करते हैं। थैंक यू शहरियार। लाइब्रेरी के ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा जो थी वो, मैं जब भी लाहौर से आता था तो हर दफ़ा ये बात होती थी कि लाइब्रेरी की टाइमिंग बढ़ाई जाए। जो इसके बेनिफिशरीज़ हैं लाइब्रेरी के, उनका ख्याल था कि ज़्यादा टाइम दिया जाए, तो फिर 2 शिफ्ट में इसको करना पड़ा। तो फर्स्ट शिफ्ट मैडम आबदा देखती हैं, सेकंड शिफ्ट जो है अमजद देखते हैं हमारे साथ। आसफा की सारी सपोर्ट है डे टाइम के अंदर, लाइब्रेरी को मैनेज के अंदर, नंबरिंग करने के अंदर, और सारी कोऑर्डिनेशन आबदा के साथ सारी आसिफा करती हैं। सजील हैं, और साथ सजील कहाँ पर है? अच्छा, उस चलें, ये दोनों हमारे साथी हैं। ये जितना आपको रोज़ नज़र आता है सफाई का, हमारे कोलीग हैं। यहाँ पर कोई किसी के दरमियान में अकीदे, मसलक, किसी भी किस्म का फ़र्क नहीं है। हम सब टीम है, सिर्फ हमारे रोल थोड़े थोड़े मुख्तलिफ हैं अपनी अपनी जिम्मेदारियों के हिसाब से। तो बहुत ज़्यादा इनके लिए तालियां जो ये हमारे लिए जी। फैसल जिलानी को आपने अभी जो है वो सुन भी लिया, और जो है हमारी टीम का पार्ट है, म्यूज़िक बच्चों को सिखाता भी है और जो है करता है। डॉक्टर रविश का क्या तारुफ करवाना, दुनिया उनसे वाकिफ़ है तो क्या तारुफ करवाना। लेकिन एक बात मैं आपको बता दूं, डॉक्टर रविश, अरशद साहब बैठे हैं, बात भी की, वसीम अल्ताफ़ साहब बैठे हैं, नाज़र महमूद बैठे हैं, स्नोबर बैठे हैं। ये इदारा जिस तरह आप सब का है, अगर इन लोगों की सपोर्ट ना होती, बहुत सारे मसाइल के अंदर हमें आकर कहीं पर मदद की ज़रूरत पड़ी, कहीं पर हम इंटेलेक्चुअली भी फंस गए। ये सब वो लोग हैं कि जिन्होंने ना दिन देखा ना रात देखा, और अपनी अनकंडीशनल सपोर्ट दी, जिससे TBH को 2 साल गुजारने के अंदर जो है ना मदद मिली। तो इनके लिए जो है ना बहुत ज़्यादा तालियां सबके लिए। हमारे गार्ड हैं, परमानेंट हमारे साथ रहते हैं, जो हमारी हिफाजत का जिम्मा जितनी भी है उठाया हुआ है, अपने कमज़ोर कंधों पर इन्होंने उठाया हुआ है। तो ये हमने यहाँ कोई ऐसी कदगन नहीं। मैं तो किसी वक्त कहता भी हूँ, लेकिन परवेज साहब की बड़ी स्ट्रिक्ट इंस्ट्रक्शंस होती हैं कि ये सबके लिए खुला है, इधर सबको आने दो। कभी मेरा एतराज़ भी हो जाता है। तो ये जी टीम है सारी, इस टीम की बदौलत जो है वो चीज़ें यहाँ तक पहुँच रही हैं। आगे भी कुछ नए इनिशिएटिव लेंगे, टीम को बढ़ाते रहेंगे। और ज़ुहैब को मैं फिर भूल गया, जो है जितने आप देखते हैं कि जब लाइव आवाज़ नहीं आ रही होती तो इसी का कसूर होता है। ये ज़ुहैब एक लम्हे के लिए आ जाओ, ज़रा फ्रेम में आ जाओ। तो जितनी दफ़ा आप देखते हैं कि जो है लाइव नहीं जा रही आवाज़, ये अभी मेरा भी माइक बंद हुआ था। रोज़ शाम को वीडियो एडिट कर उसी रात को जो है यूट्यूब के ऊपर लोड करना, ताकि जिन दोस्तों ने लाइव देखना है ज़ुहैब की बदौलत मुमकिन होता है। थैंक यू ज़ुहैब। कुर्बान, अगर हमें भूखा मर जाए, अगर हमें खाना ना मिले, कहाँ गए कुर्बान साहब? हाँ, कुर्बान जो है हमारे शेफ़ हैं, जो दोपहर को हमारे लिए खाना बनाते हैं। ठीक है जी, बहुत शुक्रिया जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच। तो अब जो है वो कुछ देर भी हो रही है, प्रोग्राम हम थोड़े से अपने टाइम से आगे चले गए हैं। एक अतर ज़िया हैं, आपको थोड़ा सा म्यूज़िक सुनाएंगे, और उसके बाद मेहदी हसन की गज़ल सुनते हैं इनसे, और उसके बाद एक गाना हम सब मिलकर गाकर तो इजाज़त लेंगे और अपने अपने घरों को जाएंगे। बहुत शुक्रिया आप सब लोगों की आमद का, थैंक यू।
अतर भाई आ जाए। जितनी देर में अतर भाई आते हैं, मैं एक मौके का फ़ायदा उठाऊं। रोज़ाना आप मुझे सुनते हैं ओपनिंग में, मैं एक बात पे हमेशा ज़ोर देता हूं कि प्लीज़ टर्न योर सेल फोन्स टू साइलेंट मोड सो दैट देयर इज़ नो डिस्ट्रैक्शन। तो आज मैं थोड़ी सी एक्सेप्शन लूँगा, मैं कहूँगा कि यू मे स्विच ऑन योर सेल फोन्स, और आप उसको लाउड आवाज़ में ऑन कर सकते हैं अगर आपकी रिंग टोन हैप्पी बर्थडे वाली है। थैंक यू वेरी मच। अतर ज़िया हैं हमारे साथी, बहुत अच्छे गज़ल गायक हैं, क्लासिकी और नीम क्लासिकी मौसीकी पर अबूर रखती हैं। लेकिन मेरे बाईं जानिब तशरीफ़ फरमाए जमशेद रहमत, बहुत अच्छा तबला बजाते हैं, वेरी एजुकेटेड, वेरी क्वालिफाइड म्यूज़िक इंस्ट्रक्टर भी हैं एक इंस्टीट्यूट में। और इनका फ़न आपने फैसल की परफॉर्मेंस में तो देखा ही था, अभी एक मरतबा फिर इसको मुलाहिज़ा करें। थैंक यू जमशेद भाई।
आप सबकी इजाज़त के साथ जी, और इस पे जो भी कुछ गलत है वो मेरी अपनी कमी की वजह से है, और जो सही है वो मेरे जो उस्ताद थे उन्हीं की वजह से है। तो जो भी है मेरे सामने आपके सामने पेश
जो हम पे गुजरे सो गुजरी, मगर शबे हिजरां जो हम पे गुजरे 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 जो हम पे गुजरे सो गुजरे मगर शबे हिजरां हमारे अश्क तेरी आक़बत संवार चले हमारे अश्क तेरी आक़बत संवार चले चले भी आओ के गुलशन का कारोबार चले गुलों में रंग मकाम फैज़ कोई राह में जचा ही नहीं मकाम फैज़ जचा ही नहीं फैज़ जचा ही नहीं फैज़ जचा मकाम फैज़ कोई राह में जचा ही नहीं जो कुए यार से निकले तो सूबेदार चले जो कुए यार से निकले तो सूबेदार चले चले भी आओगे गुलशन का कारोबार चले गुलों में रंग
थैंक यू अतर। हम जाने को तो बहुत लंबा लेकिन वक्त आगे ही बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया, तो सबकी पार्टिसिपेशन के साथ कभी अलविदा ना कहना सब गाएं और हम इस उम्मीद के साथ कि अलविदा ना कहें और ये महफिलें चलती रहें।
अच्छा, ये मुझे नैयर ने ये कहा था, मैंने कहा था कि मुझे आता नहीं है, लेकिन नैयर कहते सारे गाएंगे मिलकर।
गालेंगे, कोशिश करेंगे।
चलते 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 मेरे ये गीत याद रखना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना,
कभी अलविदा ना कहना।
चलते 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 मेरे ये गीत याद रखना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना। चलते
बीच राह में दिल पर बिछड़ जाएं कहीं हम अगर, और सुनी सी लगे तुम्हें जीवन की ये डगर, सपनों को फिर भी तुम यूं ही सजाते
रहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना। चलते चलते चल चलते मेरे ये गीत याद रखना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना। प्यार करते करते हम तुम कहीं खो जाएंगे, अपनी हारों के आंचल में थक के सो जाएंगे। तुम यूं ही सजाते रहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, 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 अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना।
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much.